Which aircraft carrier is the best in the world? Which aircraft carrier is the best of the modern era, and why? Our top 10 analysis is based on the combined scores of size, displacement, air wing, and offensive and defensive weapons. Also included in this list are aircraft carriers that are currently in construction, but will enter service in the near future. Here is the current list of the world's 10 deadliest aircraft carriers. 1. Ford-class, USA. The Ford-class aircraft carrier is the newest class of aircraft carrier in the United States Navy. The Ford-class carriers are 1,106 feet long, 256 feet wide, and have a displacement of over 100,000 tons. This makes them the largest aircraft carriers in the world, surpassing the Nimitz-class carriers. The Ford-class carriers are nuclear-powered, with 2 A-1B reactors and 4 shafts. This gives them a top speed of over 30 knots. The Ford-class carriers can carry up to 90 aircraft, including the F/A-18EF Super Hornet, EA-18G Growler, E-2D Hawkeye, F-35C Lightning II, and MH-60 Seahawk helicopters. The Ford-class carriers are armed with a variety of weapons, including the RIM-162 Evolved Sea Sparrow missile, the Rolling Airframe missile, and the Phalanx Close-in weapon system. The Ford-class carriers are equipped with the latest electronic warfare and communication systems, including the N-SPY-3 radar and the N-SPY-6 radar. The Ford-class aircraft carriers are the most advanced aircraft carriers in the world. They are larger, more capable, and more technologically advanced than their predecessors. The Navy believes that the Ford-class carriers will be the backbone of the US Navy for decades to come. 2. Nimitz-class, USA. The Nimitz-class is a class of 10 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers that have been in service with the United States Navy since the 1970s. The last Nimitz-class carrier, the USS George H.W. Bush, CVN-77, was commissioned in 2009. The Nimitz-class carriers are the largest aircraft carriers in the world, with a displacement of over 97,000 tons. They are equipped with a nuclear reactor that powers 4 shafts, giving them a top speed of over 30 knots. The Nimitz-class carriers can carry up to 90 aircraft, including the F/A-18EF Super Hornet, EA-18G Growler, E-2D Hawkeye, F-35C Lightning II, and MH-60 Seahawk helicopters. These upgrades have helped to keep the Nimitz-class carriers at the forefront of naval technology. The Joint Precision Approach and Landing System, JPALS, was first installed on the USS George H.W. Bush, CVN-77, in 2009. The Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, EMALS, is still under development, but it is expected to be installed on the USS John F. Kennedy, CVN-79, in 2025. 3. Fujian, China. Fujian was built at the Jinganan shipyard in Shanghai, China. Construction began in 2018 and the carrier was launched in June 2022. Fujian is a Type 003 aircraft carrier, which is a new class of carriers designed by China. The carrier is larger than the previous 2 Chinese aircraft carriers, Liaoning and Shandong. Fujian is powered by a nuclear reactor, which gives it a longer range and endurance than carriers that are powered by conventional fuel. Fujian is armed with a variety of missiles and guns, including the HHQ-9 air defense missile, the YJ-18 anti-ship missile, and the Type 1130 close-in weapon system. Fujian can carry up to 40 aircraft, including the J-15 fighter jet, the KJ-600 airborne early warning and control, AEW&C aircraft, and the Z-8 helicopter. Fujian is currently undergoing sea trials and is expected to be commissioned into the Chinese Navy in 2024. 4. Kuznetsov, Russia. Admiral Kuznetsov was commissioned into the Russian Navy in 1991. Though it is smaller than American supercarriers, it carries powerful weapons for offensive warfare. The displacement size of Admiral Kuznetsov is 43,000 to 58,600 tons and its length is 305 meters. This ship is conventionally propelled with oil-fired boilers rather than nuclear reactors. It can carry up to 40 aircraft, including Su-33 fighters, MiG-29K fighters, Ka-27 helicopters, and Ka-31 helicopters. Armed with a variety of missiles and guns, including the P-700 Granite anti-ship missile, the 3K-95 Kinjal surface-to-air missile, and the AK-630 close-in weapon system. It has been involved in a number of accidents, including a fire in 2019 that caused significant damage to the carrier. In 2022, Kuznetsov left Murmansk for repairs and modernization at the Roslyakovo Naval Base in Severomorsk, Russia. The repairs are expected to take until 2024. 5. Shandong, China. Shandong was built at the Dalian Shipbuilding Industry Corporation in Dalian, China. Construction began in 2013 and the carrier was launched in April 2017. Shandong is a Type 002 aircraft carrier, which is a domestically built carrier based on the Soviet-era Kuznetsov-class aircraft carrier. Shandong is larger than its predecessor, Liaoning, and can carry more aircraft. Shandong is powered by a conventional propulsion system, which consists of 4 steam turbines and 4 shafts. This gives the carrier a top speed of over 30 knots. Shandong is armed with a variety of missiles and guns, including the HHQ-9 air defense missile, the YJ-18 anti-ship missile, and the Type 1130 close-in weapon system. Shandong can carry up to 36 aircraft, including J-15 fighters, Z-18 helicopters, and WZ-10 helicopters. In 2022, Shandong conducted its first overseas deployment, sailing to the Mediterranean Sea. This was a significant event, as it was the first time that a Chinese aircraft carrier had deployed to the Mediterranean Sea. The deployment was seen as a sign of China's growing military power and its willingness to assert its interest in the region. 6. Queen Elizabeth Class, UK. The Queen Elizabeth Class is the largest aircraft carrier ever built for the Royal Navy. The carriers are 280 meters long, 73 meters wide, and have a displacement of 65,000 tons. The Queen Elizabeth Class is powered by 2 Rolls-Royce PWR-2 nuclear reactors, which can generate enough power to run the carrier's propulsion system, electrical system, and weapons systems. The Queen Elizabeth Class is capable of carrying up to 40 aircraft, including F-35B Lightning II fighters, Merlin HM-2 helicopters, and Wildcat AH-1 helicopters. The Queen Elizabeth Class is armed with a variety of missiles and guns, including the Sea Viper air defense missile, the Phalanx close-in weapon system, and the 30mm DS-30M Mark II gun. The first of the class, HMS Queen Elizabeth, was commissioned in 2017. The second ship, HMS Prince of Wales, was commissioned in 2019. The third ship, HMS Prince Charles, is under construction and is scheduled to be commissioned in 2027. 7. Charles de Gaulle, France. The Charles de Gaulle is 261 meters long, 64 meters wide, and has a displacement of 42,500 tons. The Charles de Gaulle is powered by a single K-15 nuclear reactor, which can generate enough power to run the carrier's propulsion system, electrical system, and weapons systems. The Charles de Gaulle is armed with a variety of missiles and guns, including the Aster-15 and Aster-30 air defense missiles, the MBDA Exocet anti-ship missile, and the 20mm Phalanx close-in weapon system. The Charles de Gaulle can carry up to 40 aircraft, including Rafale M fighters, E-2C Hawkeye airborne early warning and control, AEW&C aircraft, and Super Puma helicopters. In 2022, the Charles de Gaulle was deployed to the Mediterranean Sea as part of NATO's response to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The carrier was also deployed to the Indo-Pacific region in 2020 and 2021. 8. INS Vikrant, India. INS Vikrant was built at the Kochi shipyard in Kochi, India. It is 262 meters long, 60 meters wide, and has a displacement of 40,000 tons, and it cost us $3.4 billion. INS Vikrant is the first aircraft carrier built in India. The carrier is powered by 4 LM2500 gas turbines, which can generate enough power to run the carrier's propulsion system, electrical system, and weapons systems. INS Vikrant can carry up to 30 aircraft, including MiG-29K fighters, Ka-31 airborne early warning and control, AEW&C helicopters, and Sea King anti-submarine warfare, ASW, helicopters. Armed with a variety of missiles and guns, including the Barak-1 air defense missile, the AK-630 close-in weapon system, and the 30mm DS-30M Mark II gun. INS Vikrant was commissioned into the Indian Navy in 2022. The carrier is expected to play a major role in the Indian Navy's operations in the 21st century. 9. Vikramaditya, India. INS Vikramaditya is 284 meters long, 60 meters wide, and has a displacement of 45,000 tons, and it cost us $2.3 billion. INS Vikramaditya is powered by 4 COGAG steam turbines, which can generate a total of 200 megawatts of power. INS Vikramaditya is a modified Kiev-class aircraft carrier that was originally built for the Soviet Navy. The carrier was purchased by India in 2004 and underwent a major refit at the Sevmash shipyard in Severodvinsk, Russia. The refit included the installation of new weapons and sensors, as well as the modernization of the carrier's propulsion system. INS Vikramaditya is armed with a variety of missiles and guns, giving it a powerful self-defense capability. It is also equipped with a sophisticated electronic warfare system, which makes it difficult for enemy aircraft and ships to track and attack. 10. Caver, Italy. Caver is 240 meters long, 39 meters wide, and has a displacement of 28,000 tons, and it cost us $1.5 billion. Kavar is the lead ship of the Kavar class of aircraft carriers. The carrier is powered by two General Electric LM2500 gas turbines, which can generate a total of 120 megawatts of power. Kavar is armed with a variety of missiles and guns, giving it a powerful self-defense capability. It is also equipped with a sophisticated electronic warfare system, which makes it difficult for enemy aircraft and ships to track and attack. Kavar has been deployed on a number of exercises and port visits around the world. The carrier has also been involved in a number of humanitarian operations, including the 2011 Libyan civil war and the 2015 response to the migrant crisis in the Mediterranean Sea. Kavar is expected to remain in service for at least 40 years. It is expected to continue to serve in the Italian Navy for many years to come. Make sure to subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more like it.